Hi, and thank you for taking a moment out of your life to get some new information, specifically in a field that I'm really excited about, which is brain hacking. And I'm going to talk a lot about what this thing called brain does for us and what it does to hold us back. And what's really interesting, most of us aren't aware of that. We're simply aware of what's going on in our life right now, like me talking to you and you listening to me. And what I'm going to do is I want to share a time with you where I was trying to find a job and I had an interview set with a large company. I didn't necessarily feel qualified, but I needed a job. And I began to recognize that the power of the brain, you don't need to feel qualified. You know, if it's something that you feel will allow you the opportunity to excel in life, or give you an opportunity to be able to use it as a building block to stepping into more in your life rather than just getting stuck there for the rest of your life, which some of us do and some of us don't, you'll find in this story that manifestation is so amazing. You know, so many people have to find the evidence. They have to go see how they did. And then they talk to themselves about it, whether it's good or not. And without knowing it, they create neural networks in the brain. And they begin to create what's called a belief system. And the brain, being as efficient as it is, loves predictability. So the next time you meet that person, you bring a feeling with you from the last time. And if it's positive, you have another positive experience. If it was negative, more often than not, the next opportunity you avoid. Or when you see them, you walk away. Now, this is the brain protecting us. This is our amygdala coming into play, which is the fight, flight, freeze mechanism, which all of you are familiar with. And of those that aren't, you are now. Anyway, I was going to interview and I walked into the job and there were probably 15, 20 young men sitting there, all dressed in suits, far superior to the outfit I happened to be wearing. And I was waiting my turn, and prior to this, I had manifested an idea through a reading that I had done regarding owning the job before I got it. Now, this is using your imagination to imagine that something's already occurred before it has, which is just the opposite of how most of us have been brought up. And that is study, 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 and then hope you get a good grade. Where there were people who already knew what grade they want and then studied accordingly to be able to receive that grade. Two different approaches. Which one do you think most people thought was the best way? Exactly. And that was to study, study, study. And then if you didn't do well, now you knew how you did in physics. So the next time physics came up, you could avoid it or you could be excited about it, not based on what was possible for you, but what already taken place. So here's what took place. My name was called. I'm in this stuffy room with all these other individuals, which would have been easy for me to compare and evaluate. Be careful of that and talk myself out of it and go, oh, I don't have the right suit. You know, I was not prepared enough. And you know what? I don't even know if I want this. But I didn't go in with that approach. I used my brain to be able to say, hey, I already have this job. You know what I need to do? I need to go in there and find out what this is going to offer me so that when I bring all my energy and all my talent, is it going to be in an organization where I'm going to be able to excel? And I walked in and the interviewer said, well, go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself, you know, and I said, I would love to do that. But before I do, would you mind answering a couple questions for me? Oh, sure. What do you got? You know, I have a pretty good idea of what I can bring and how I can enhance this organization's ability to be successful beyond where they currently are now. What I'd like to know is, what is it that your company can offer me that I would want to go ahead and choose this organization rather than all the others out there? And you know what? There was a bit of a pause, but they answered my question. And then I asked another question about what they'd shared with me. And when we got done, he said, a lady came in and said, your next interview is ready, and he goes, I've already made my decision. And I was hired right there for the job. Then I began to learn about what I needed to do to be successful. But I made a little bit of a difference relative to using the brain instead of using all of the upbringing that I had had, which was what? Get the evidence first, then believe. Ask her to dance, and she says no enough times, that's the evidence. Now you know you're not going to go try that again. Even if you really wanted that to be the person that you were going to dance with. So I want you to challenge yourself. Are you looking forward to abundance in your life? Do you want great relationships? Do you want to be in great shape? Do you want to manifest things in your mind and get excited about it, and then allow this incredible brain of yours to get all the resources necessary for you to accomplish it? Well, we've just put together an amazing free ebook, which is all about attracting wealth and abundance in your life. And I encourage you to look for the information in this video and go ahead and grab that. And for those of you that want to get even deeper into some of the things I've been sharing with you, to the point where it now becomes a part of you rather than something that's just outside of you waiting for you to discover. And those are the courses we have available as well. So remind yourself, first off, how miraculous you are. Allow yourself the opportunity to imagine before you arrive, and even if it's going to a party, have a great time before you get there, and then watch how your brain gets all the information necessary to prove you right. Take care.